Welcome to Awakening You channel. If you appreciate what we do, please support us. Thank you. Dear brothers, I am Adama. Today we are going to comment on chapter 16 of book 3 of Telos. This journey is almost over. And as I said before, it will not be the end of our meetings, they will continue, but not in this way. But at our next meeting I will explain how we will do it. Today the subject is the flame of resurrection, whose Kohans are Sananda and Nada. As I have done, I will not explain all the teachings given in the book here. It is important that you read, but read carefully. I would like to emphasize a subject that has been repeated for a long time, but many still don't understand. How does it all start? When we say that you create, that we create, or whoever CO creates something, how does this happen? The strength of God the Father or Mother, intelligence, consciousness, comes from an electron. It doesn't matter what he is like. Many try to imagine, try to understand and end up getting lost on this unnecessary path. It is a small particle that contains divine consciousness, you just need to know that. This particle, being a divine consciousness, unfolds into whatever it is oriented towards. So everything that exists in the universe, more particularly on this planet, was created in this way. Every flower, every animal, every vegetable, and you, everything is created from this single particle. Understand it as if it were a particle with great power, but it responds to what is requested. So when you desire something, with great intensity, with an open heart, full of love, this particle begins to attract others, and that desire, if intense, if good for your journey, will come true. Because you put love into it, there were no negative feelings involved. But there is another side, in which if you put a negative feeling, that particle also multiplies, it also attracts other particles to have the same function. Now what is important is that everything that is created by each soul in this universe, belongs to it, has its electronic signature recorded in that electron, or rather, in those electrons. So if you create, attract, good things, it will all come back to you in the same way. If you create bad things, it will also come back to you, because that energy is yours, it was you who created it. Which is very difficult for many of you to understand, that no one does anything to you. No one is responsible for any suffering, for anything that happens to them. People are like instruments of that energy that you once emanated. It's as if those people contain the same energy, but at this moment it's coming back to you. Do you understand this? Nobody does anything against you. You attract everything that happens to you. You have to be careful with each step taken, with each energy emanated, because it will return. If it is positive, congratulations, it will come back in the same way, but if it is not, unfortunately it will also come back, because you created it, and if you created it you will receive it, it is a gift from you. No one created that for you. No one creates problems in your path. Problems appear because you once created this energy, and it is now coming to you. The universe is giving it back to you. And what is your role? Taking this energy and increasing its negativity, not wanting to learn, not wanting to understand, judging others and blaming others? Very well, you gave her a good boost and she returned to the universe, but she will return even stronger, because instead of looking at her with love and as a lesson, as a result of something you caused, you decided to blame others, judging others, thinking that everyone is against you, and expanded that energy with more negative energy. Wait for it to return, even more intense. This is a concept that many of you have trouble understanding, or rather don't want to understand. You find it simpler, easier, to think that the whole world is against you, to think that those around you are making you suffer, those around you are hurting you. So look at each person who you think is harming you, as just the materialization of that energy that you emanated. She has to come back somehow. As energy you will not understand it, so it needs to come disguised as someone. And that's why that person brings you this imbalance, so that you look at it. It wasn't her intention, she was led to do that to show her a lesson. It sounds a little complex, and it is. But in general this is what happens. Each of you ends up becoming an instrument of lesson for someone. And at this moment when you become someone's lesson, you also have that energy to be healed. Understand this. You are not just instruments. You provoke that energy and it will come back to you too. Understand this. It's a cycle that doesn't end, it only ends when the lesson is learned. If you are a balanced person, totally balanced, and loving, 100% in balance, you will not be anyone's tool. Did you understand? If you are that instrument to make the lesson reach someone, it is because you also need to understand what you are doing. Nothing is by chance, and no one is used. Everyone goes through lessons. So learn to look at yourself with affection, not with judgment. Don't come now and say, then I give up. I have no choice. That does not exist. What you need to do is stop judging yourself, and do something about solving each problem that arises. But don't resolve it in anger, resolve it with love. And as it is in this great chapter, use the flame of resurrection. Use and abuse. So I'm going to explain here a point that is causing a little confusion in your minds. Meditations are quite strong processes to do. So these, I advised you to do 1 per week, maximum 2. Now using the flames has no limit. You can use the flames as much as you want. Of course, for every action there is a reaction. Using the flames is saying to the universe, send the lessons and I will deal with them one by one and the lessons will arrive. The more intensely you use it, the more intensely they will come. So know how to have common sense. Know how to keep an eye on yourself, realizing how far you are able to withstand or not what is coming. The flame of resurrection serves this purpose, to correct many of these energies. But be ready to look at everything that comes your way. There's no point using the flame and getting irritated by what you see, it won't do any good. You tend to say that we are pointing fingers at you. It's not that. You are just being shown where you went wrong, what you need to learn. Only that. So use and abuse the flames, but do so within what you can bear looking at what will come. Otherwise there will be so many points to be dealt with at the same time that you will get lost. Everything has to have common sense, and everything has to listen to the heart. So treat one point at a time. Treat it until it is eliminated. Did you delete it? Start another one. Don't do so many at once, because the payoff will come, and you will have several dishes to handle at the same time. Use the flames, yes, but use them with common sense, and learn to see the answers you will receive, otherwise it will be of no use, everything will have been in vain. Understand, my brothers, everything is there to help you. The 7 sacred flames are there to help each of you. Now have common sense. It's like you're in 7 lakes to dive into. You dive in one at a time. You can't be in all 7 at the same time. Now you can dive into one, get out, dive into the other, get out, dive into the other, get out. Now the return will come, intense in the same way and with the same intensity that you are doing. So have common sense and learn to look at the answers that will come. I understand that you have many incarnations to correct, but you will not be able to do so with desperation. Because you will see so many things to be corrected and you will not be able to correct any of them. So learn to look at each one at a time. Enter a single lake and ask to treat something. Insist on that until what you need to treat appears. It appeared, you treated it, choose another lake, another flame. Then yes, you will be making progress. There's no point in wanting to do everything at the same time. You won't notice. Learn to be a little careful with yourself. The flame of resurrection, it is powerful, but do not use it with bad intentions. Ah, I just want to become immortal. Careful. You need to heal for this. Immortality is not a gift, it is a consequence of a pure soul. So know how to use this flame. She is extremely powerful. And it doesn't hurt to remember again, everything you do without heart activates that electron, which is there ready to receive an order. And be sure, later on he will return with everything you emanated, to you again.